Hey everybody, it's No Nut 2021, and I'm sure many of you have doubts about how you're going to make it through to the end. Stick around and I'll give you some insights about what the event is, how it got started, how to survive the event, and how I made No Nut November an actual lifestyle. So how did No Nut November get started? Well, I'll put it up on the screen for you while I read it. No Nut November is a challenge that originated on the internet, and it requires men to give up ejaculating for the entire month of November. Originally, No Nut November focused on refraining from masturbation, though over time, people added sexual intercourse to the challenge. Little side note here, no-fappers see No Nut November as a time to avoid PMO completely. There were originally 3 main rules for No Nut November. No ejaculation is allowed by any means, pornography is allowed, and 3, you must complete the full month of November. I have some problems with that, as you probably suspected. No ejaculation is allowed by any means. That doesn't make sense. You're going to have wet dreams when you're on NoFap. It's going to happen. So I don't know where they come up with that. Pornography is allowed. That's crazy. Pornography leads to masturbation. Masturbation leads back to pornography. It's like they're 2 hands just holding each other. It's crazy. I don't know why they have that. And it says you must complete the full month of November. I have no argument for that. So, but the first 2 rules, I really have an issue with that as a no-fapper. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm not promoting that. In my opinion, if you're doing No Nut November, go the whole route. Do no-fap. Avoid PMO completely, and you will be just fine. Some of the main benefits that they list for No Nut November are increased mental clarity, higher testosterone, increased energy, increased confidence, increased gym performance, female attraction, and most importantly, and I know there are those of you out there who've had this happen, I did too, improved erectile quality. And we've all heard of PIED. PIED stands for porn-induced erectile dysfunction. It happens to us. It happens to most of us. Let's just be honest about it. So let's go over these benefits one by one. The mental clarity. When you're not ejaculating, when you're not wasting your time and your seed on PMO, your serotonin levels have time to recuperate. That they start to flood your whole brain. Your synapses start firing on all cylinders, and you become much more clear-headed. Higher testosterone. They have shown that after 6 to 7 days since your last ejaculation, your testosterone will boost up 145.7%. I don't know where they got that figure. Why not just say 146%? But this is what scientists have found out. And if any of you who've done NoFap for at least a week, you know what I'm talking about, because you definitely feel it. Increased energy. You definitely are going to feel that, and that is going to be corresponding with your higher testosterone. You're going to feel like you just want to do something. You're going to feel the energy in your body, and you're just going to want to be productive about it. So that's a benefit. I have to agree with these benefits. Increased confidence. Heck yeah. You're going to go out into public. You're not going to care what people say. If you had social anxiety before, that's slowly going to fade away to some degree. I mean, if you're a natural introvert, it's not going to make you an extrovert, but you're going to be a lot less awkward socially. So it definitely improves your confidence. You're going to have this mindset of, I don't care what people think, or you're going to say, oh, in the past I couldn't do this, but I'm going to get it done now. This is just how it works. Increased gym performance. Definitely, if you're transmuting your sexual energy and you're putting it into your workout, that's what's going to happen. You ever like gone to a gym? And I haven't been in a while, as you can tell, but if you've ever gone to a gym and you've seen some of these guys pumping weights, and they've got like that eye of the tiger look, and they're just banging it out, and they've got that serious look to them, and that's what I'm talking about. That's where you're going to get the gym performance. And definitely, when you see them flexing, or later in the locker room, they're getting changed, and you see, like, for instance, I always notice shoulders, and the cannonball delts. when you see that, or if you see where it starts to form the tie-in between the bicep and the tricep of the upper arm, you just know that. I've always wondered, like, are they on NoFap? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. I don't know. Female attraction. When you are on NoFap and you get more advanced at this, you're going to start giving off pheromones. And pheromones are something that all humans produce. You can't see them, you can't smell them, you can't taste them, but they are picked up in our olfactory sensors, or olfactory nerves in our nose. And women are going to know when you're on NoFap. They know when your testosterone is higher. Actually, women know a lot more than we think. That's why it's so hard to lie to them, because they can always tell the truth. You can't lie to women. But that's another story. But women are going to notice you. You're going to notice them too, but you're going to start having women coming to you. They're going to be drawn to you. And that's one of the coolest benefits of NoFap that most guys are looking for. I always hear all the time, when am I going to get that female attraction? You know, you just got to be patient, give it time, let yourself go through the process, and you're going to get it. You'll notice it. It's really cool. And the last benefit, improved erectile quality. That's a good one right there. You're going to notice that when you start getting morning wood, and it's not so much like wood, it's more like rock, you're going to know it. I was in really rough shape when I got into NoFap. Very rough shape. It took me 6 weeks to get morning wood for the first time on NoFap. And when I woke up that first day, let me tell you what, I just started crying. I was like, oh, this isn't a placebo. This is real. This really works. So yeah, you're going to get the improved erectile quality, and you're going to know it. You're going to get random erections. You know, those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you know that I'm 53. I'm going to be 54 in January. And I get random erections the same way I did when I was in high school. So trust me, this works. Okay, the next point is how to survive. I get asked this all the time about, how do I survive this? How do I get over these hurdles? How do I endure this? And I say, why are you looking at it like that? Why don't you see it as a time to improve yourself? Okay, this is an opportunity. It's not a drudgery. This is a real opportunity for you. First of all, stop seeing the event as a challenge. It's not a challenge. It's not a competition. This is something you do to improve yourself. You're not comparing yourselves to how your friends are doing or other guys on the internet. No Nut November / NoFap. I always push NoFap. It's basically, you could say it's a selfish thing. This is where you're focusing on yourself. You're trying to improve yourself. You know, stay busy all the time. Seriously, stay busy all the time. Have a plan for your day. You know, plan your day out. Have activities. Write stuff down if you have to. Do all that stuff. You don't give yourself idle time. Volunteer for overtime at work. If you've got a job and they're saying, hey, can you stay later? Raise your hand and say, yeah, I'll stay later. You know what's going to happen? You're going to be transmuting your sexual energy, because you're not going to be able to PMO. You're going to be working. You're going to be making extra money, and when you get that next paycheck, you'll say, whoa, I got this extra money now. Well, it wasn't given to you out of charity. You earned it. And you earned it because you weren't wasting your time in some dark room where no one's watching you, and you're PMOing. You know, that's crazy. You can join a gym. Those of you who've been on my channel for a while, you know that I have a recurring inguinal hernia, so I can't work out. But if I could, I'd join a gym. Absolutely, and I encourage all of you to do that. You'd be surprised. You take that energy. Everyone's talking about, oh, I've got these urges, I've got these energies. Well, start transmuting them. Put them into your workout. And then when you go to take your shirt off, you're like, oh, wait a minute. How come my pecs are popping more, and my shoulders are popping more, my delts, and whoa, what's that on my upper arm? Do I have a bicep developing? Okay, that's a result. That's a tangible result from you improving yourself. You know, you can also hang out with friends. You're going to PMO with your friends? I hope not. But, you know, if you're hanging out with your friends, you're not going to have the privacy that you need to PMO, and you're going to be engaged in other things. Maybe you're doing some kind of a sport together, or I don't know, if you're really young, you might be skateboarding, you know, you could be like in the winter, you could be skiing, anything, you know, you could be doing all these things and interacting with other people, and it's just a lot better for you to do that. You can go for a walk, go for a hike. I know in the past when I've done hiking, I just find it so interesting to just like absorb nature. You know, you're just walking through nature, looking at everything, listening to all the sounds, and it's just really peaceful and relaxing. Last bit of advice, never give yourself the privacy you need to relapse. And I mean that. Like when you go into your bedroom, why are you in there? If you're in there to change your clothes, okay, fine. If you're in there because you're dog tired and you're ready to go to bed, okay, that's fine too. If you have a desk and you do your homework in there, well, that's okay. But if you are still finding yourself straying and heading back to PMO again and ruining your No Nut November streak, well, then I would say that you should maybe pick up your stuff, leave the room, and go somewhere else where you are basically studying outside of your privacy zone, and then that way you won't PMO again. The next point is how I survived. This is how I did it. I joined nofap.com. I knew I had to make a change in my life. I didn't like the way things were going, and I joined nofap.com. I didn't know anything else, how to go about this, just from what I've heard on the internet. So I joined there, looked through their groups, met some people, got some coaching and advice from more experienced nofappers, and they really guided me through the No Nut November /nofap process. I always say /nofap because it's not just No Nut November to me. And believe it or not, on day 26, I was surprised I was still there. I kept wondering, how am I going to make it through this month? Day 26, they actually convinced me to join a group called the 365 Day Challenge. And I said, why not? I've gone this far. If I fail, I fail. Except I actually never stopped. So right now I'm on my 4th year. I'm getting ready to start another challenge. So each year I renew that 365 Day Challenge. I don't like using the word challenge. That's just what the name of the group is called. But I renew it every year, and it's really a good thing. I communicated with other addicts as well. And let's be fair, we're all porn addicts. We're all masturbation addicts. We're all orgasm addicts. We're PMO addicts. I still consider myself an addict because you never lose your addiction. Your addiction is with you for life. Just like if you're an alcoholic, you're an alcoholic for life. Whether you haven't had a drink for 10 years, you're still an alcoholic. Because if you go back to it, what's going to happen? You're going to go right down that rabbit hole again. Well, the same with PMO. I'm a PMO addict. I admit it. So I have learned to live above my addiction, not below it. That way, I control it. It doesn't control me. Do you see the difference there? I've taken a situation where I am no longer the victim. I am in control, not the addiction. And that is another way that I was able to succeed. I also admitted to myself that I'm an addict and needed to change. And when my first week, actually my first 2 weeks of NoFap, they were complete hell. Complete hell. And I looked myself in the mirror. I was screaming at myself. I was basically pretending that I was a drill sergeant trying to whip a new recruit into shape. Hearing myself say these things to myself really made me realize, you know what? This is like alcoholics when they go to an AA meeting, when they suddenly hear stories from other people and realize that, hey, I'm one of these people. I'm an addict. And I broke down in tears. I just cried like a baby. It was embarrassing. That was the turning point for me. When I was able to admit what my problem was, then I knew what it was I was trying to fix. Another thing that I developed through my process of NoFap was I developed the 3-pillar system of NoFap success. That's my own little invention I came up with. And what that is commitment, mindset change, and transmutation. Without all 3 of those, imagine a tripod, which is what I'm recording on right now. If one of those legs breaks, what happens? The camera's going to fall. It's going to be a mess. Well, NoFap is a camera on a tripod. And what happens is you have to commit from day 1. That's the most important day. That's the day you make the decision of you are going to do this or you are not going to do this. Now, whether this becomes a lifestyle for you guys, that's up to you. If it's just No Nut November, you still have to commit. And if you don't commit, you're going to be relapsing on day 2. You might even be relapsing later on day 1. You might just say, oh, I'll just do one more time, then I'll start over again. And then the next day you do the same thing, and pretty soon at the end of the month, you never did it. So you have to commit. That's the first step. The next step is mindset change. You have to change the way you think. Porn is not sex. Porn is fake. All that stuff, they're just actors. That's fake. And basically what you are doing, and all you guys out there that say you're so straight, and we've all done this, but what are you doing? You are masturbating, watching a man have sex with a woman, and what are they focusing on? They're focusing on these weird, disgusting angles, and then all of a sudden, what are you doing? You're masturbating while he's ejaculating. So you're getting off watching another dude. So think about that. Your mindset is wrong. You need to see sex as something that you share with a loving partner, someone that you can relate to, someone that you care about, someone that you value more than yourself, and she does the same for you. That's a partnership. Porn is not a partnership. So you've got to change the way you think. You got to change the way you see women. Don't objectify them. You can appreciate them for looking beautiful. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But in the process of doing that, if you start saying, oh, but I'd like to do this with her, that's the problem. That's not what you should be saying. You should be saying to yourself, she's really good looking. Yeah, she's in great shape. But what's her personality like? You know, you think of her as a bag of potato chips. You can see a glossy bag of potato chips and say, those look good. Only to find out that someone didn't restock them properly. They weren't rotated. And they were actually expired 6 months before. So what are they going to be like on the inside? Same thing if you objectify women. If you don't get to know the personality, you're going to be getting something expired. It's not going to be pretty. And the third step is transmutation. That's sexual energy transmutation. We talked about earlier about going to a gym. You take those urges, you take all that energy, and you're going to feel it. You're going to feel tingly throughout your body. You're going to feel maybe a little bit shaky. That is high testosterone. That is your sexual energy. Instead of using it for PMO, you can use it to improve yourself by being physically active, going to do something, or if you feel like your mind is exploding with activity, then do something creative with your mind. And when you finish that, you can say, look, I did this. I created this. I didn't waste my time. That's going to help with your self-confidence. So I hope some of the points I touched on in this video helped some of you. I may not have covered everything that you may have needed to know. And if there's anything I skipped, don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to help you out. I'll have my email listed in the description. You can email me privately if you feel uncomfortable posting publicly. I don't care. I just want to help others out. Don't forget to check out my other videos on NoFap. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.